Hello everyone, this is Gigi, the OG Gigi in fact, and this is the new LGBTQIA+. Listen to the whole thing to learn what this is really about. So, the LGBTQIA+ community has a big problem that I think most in the community don't even realize. And that problem is a branding problem. Like, honestly, how many people would even bother to check out what the LGBTQIA is about? How many people even know what each letter stands for and what the experiences are, or even care to, seeing so many letters? And so this actually reminds me of Phineas and Ferb. Perry, his organization was the OWCA, which stood for the Organization Without a Cool Acronym. And that is essentially what the LGBTQIA plus is. But they're a CWCA, a cause without a cool acronym. So without a good branding or a good acronym, it actually sabotages the cause because, again, people see all these letters, they don't care, they don't want to look into it, they don't, or some might even feel that they're not even included still, in spite of all the groups in the LGBTQIA. That's why it's plus. And so it doesn't help the cause at all. And it doesn't foster curiosity or support in any way. So here is my idea of how we can remedy that with a much better acronym. So continue to watch to learn what this is really about. About is a great word, isn't it? It kind of fosters creativity. You want to learn more. You want to learn more about yourself or other subjects to figure out what it is actually about. And that is my new acronym for the LGBTQIA+. ABOUT. About. The first letter is A, which stands for the asexual spectrum. Many people aren't aware of this, but the human beings can, all of their sexual orientations fit in two massive spectrums. And the first spectrum is the asexual spectrum. This is for anybody who does not feel any sexual attraction to other people, or they only feel sexual attraction under very specific circumstances, or they have to be very close to the person they are with in order to feel a sexual attraction. So the asexual spectrum can be split into two huge subcategories. And the first one is the asexual side. You have no sexual attraction, but that doesn't mean that you're aromantic also. You could be asexual and aromantic, asexual, heteromantic, homoromantic, biromantic. You never know. So all of those parts are part of the asexual subcategory in the asexual spectrum. Then you have the other side, the demisexual subcategory, where you could feel sexual attraction, but only if you feel very close to the person you are with, or, in a very specific circumstance. And so that makes you part of the demisexual side of the asexual spectrum. And of course, just like the asexual category, you can be aromantic, heteromantic, homoromantic, biromantic, or whatever. So that is the letter A and about the asexual spectrum. Next, we have the letter B in about, which stands for the bisexual spectrum. Now, there is a lot of misinformation regarding sexual orientation and gender identity, and the truth is, all sexual orientations that have sexual attraction are part of the bisexual spectrum. Yes, bisexual, actually. So, first, we'll actually break it down. So, most people identify as straight or gay, but this is actually false. This is misinformation. Human beings cannot be 100% attracted to only one sex. It is actually impossible for human beings to be 100% attracted to only one sex, whether it's males or females. Human sexuality is significantly more fluid than that. Kind of like dolphins. They're more other types of mammals. We're more bisexual in our attraction for others. So, straight and gay not only don't exist, but they are actually the same sexual orientation when you think about it. So, straight people, straight men, and gay women, lesbians, actually have the same sexual orientation. They are ginsexual or gynosexual, as in guys, no sexual, which is the proper term to describe people who are attracted to women. And straight women and gay men have the same sexual orientation. They are both androsexual, which is the proper term to describe attraction to men. Now, since human beings are more sexually fluid and can't be 100% attracted to men or women, this means that they are actually bisexual, but they are ginsexual leaning bisexuals or androsexual leaning bisexuals. So this means you have a stronger attraction to one sex than the other, but you are still attracted to both. So what was formerly known as gay or straight is actually ginsexual leaning bisexuals and androsexual leaning bisexuals. Now, back to the bisexual spectrum, which is huge now that we realize it includes all sexual orientations with sexual attraction. In this category, the bisexual spectrum can be split into two big categories. One is the bisexual category. This includes ginsexual leaning bisexuals, androsexual leaning bisexuals, and strictly bisexuals, people with a strong attraction to both sexes. And in the bisexual subcategory, all of these people, they have a type of woman and a type of man they are attracted to. They have specifics in their type of man or woman they are attracted to. But we have the other subcategory of the bisexual spectrum, and that is bisexual plus, people who are more than bisexual. So you have the most commonly known is the pansexual or omnisexual people who are attracted to somebody regardless of their sex. And these people, we don't have a type of woman or a type of man we're attracted to. We have a type of person we are attracted to, and thus that makes us more than bisexual. So if you're trying to figure out where in the bisexual spectrum you are, do you have a type of man and women or woman you're attracted to? Or do you have a type of person you are attracted to, and you don't really care what sex or gender identity that person is? That helps you figure out exactly where in the bisexual spectrum you are. So that's another big category, and that is the B in about. Next, we have the O in about, which stands for open. Now, open can mean several things. It can mean that you are very honest and open about your sexuality, gender identity, or sexual topics. I personally love people who are honest with themselves and with other people about topics. So I definitely consider myself as being part of the O category and about, as a person open to these type of topics and curious about it and want to learn more about it. But open can also stand for the type of relationships you want to have, and that includes polyamorous relationships, people who are not monogamous, who have informed consent with multiple partners and prefer to have an open relationship. So the O includes them too. Not only how you deal with sexual topics, but also what type of relationship you want. Even if you are in a monogamous relationship and prefer those relationships, the O can also stand for being open and honest with your partner during the course of your relationship, to make sure that you guys are really connected and know deep down who each other are and love each other for it. Next, we have the U in about, which stands for unknown or unaware. So, taking this new look at the LGBTQIA as about instead, you might actually not know what your sexual orientation is, or what your gender identity is, or just even your approach to these topics. You have no idea. So the U stands for unaware or unknown. You just don't know yet, and that is perfectly fine too. So you're just put on the path of self-discovery, and we'll see what the outcome is of your journey. And good luck. And lastly, we have the T in about, which stands for transsexual and transformative identity. Now, technically, all transsexuals have a transformative identity. They make people look at men and women and what men can be and what women can be in an entirely different way. But transsexuals, they want to actually transition to become a different sex, which is very fabulous for them. But a transformative identity is more of an open definition, because there's no really goal in mind to transition. You keep your gender identity the way it is, but it actually forces people to think more about what men and women and androgynous people are. For example, I consider myself to have a transformative identity. I identify as a woman, but according to society and many people, I'm not very ladylike at all. I love insects my whole life. I love and I'm very good at video games as well. I have no desire to become pregnant. I am actually against pregnancy. And the way I talk with confidence and directness, they say is not very ladylike. So by me existing and specifically identifying as a woman creates this, it forces them to see women as more than their stereotypes and prejudices. And that's what I mean by a transformative identity. So many people's gender identities fall under this category. Now, with transsexuals, their end goal is to transition into the sex they want to become. So they first start identifying as the sex they want to become. And throughout their life, hopefully, they are able to make the transition into their goal sex, which would be absolutely fabulous. And because of that, the wanting to transition to another sex, that is also very transformative in forcing people to realize, hey, maybe what a man is and what a woman is isn't so cut and dry. Maybe it's more open, more similar, more fluid than we originally thought gender and sex was. Or maybe they were born intersex with a combination of genitals and don't really feel that they can identify as man or woman or even trans. So intersexuals also have transformative gender identities, which help educate and open the world to people not only recognizing their existence, but that more people in the world do not fit in the cut and dry definition of what a man is and what a woman is. We're just all human. And that is the most important life lesson of all. So that is my idea of how to deal with the LGBTQIA brand problem and how their poor branding is actually impeding and sabotaging their own cause. So instead of LGBTQIA plus, we make it about A for Asexual Spectrum, B for Bisexual Spectrum, O for Open, U for Unknown or Unaware, and T for Trans. So that is my idea. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, as it actually is a prequel to my new upcoming podcast called The Alternative, which I hope you guys stick around and listen for that. Thank you very much and have a fabulous day. Whether you know or don't know about this topic, why don't you come with us and learn what we are about?